mercy in hell. There's no love in hell. There's no agape love. There's no philo love. There's no any kind of love. It's all resentment and bitterness and hatred and unforgiveness. And all of that stuff from all time will be in the fires of hell. And I said I was going to preach tonight on the judgment seat of Christ, and I believe I will. But just in the last 2 minutes, the Lord told me to turn to this passage. So if you would, turn to Matthew 25. And this is the judgment of nations. This is the judgment that all will ultimately face. And this is the separation of the sheep, the true sheep, and the goats. And you're going to find the difference between them. Verse 31, when the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory, and before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as the shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. This may be talking about at the end of the millennium. I'm not sure, but this is a judgment, and you can rest assured that every one of us will be judged. And it's never our business to judge one another. As a matter of fact, a strong warning by Jesus is judge not, lest ye be judged. And the same severity that you judge me or I judge you, we're going to be judged with someday. And none of us is qualified nor authorized to judge. But notice, as this gathering of people is going to separate those who really believe in him from those who don't. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, and the goats on his left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come, ye blessed of my Father, and inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. I got this place prepared for you. And he said, come on. And note what he says, verse 35. For I was hungered, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. And I was naked, and it doesn't say how, but naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Now, what are all those evidence of and fruits of? L-O-V-E. Those people had love. Now, which ones are they? Those are the sheep. He separated them from the goats. And note, these were people were not into themselves. They were concerned about others. And the righteous shall answer him. Get this, verse 37, saying, Lord, when saw we thee hungered and fed thee, or thirsty and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger and took thee in, or naked and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick or in prison and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch, now hear me, as ye did it not, or you have done it as you have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren. Somebody that you may not even thought was a Christian. You didn't think they were much of a Christian. Jesus said they're the least of the brethren. They are the more comely parts. They are the less comely. They may have had some problems, some negative things about them. They were not so lovely. And Jesus said, whenever you've done these things unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it greatest failure in Christianity today is for believers to love each other and put up with each other and to bear one another's burdens. And when we're talking about the people in this building tonight or in this building Sunday morning, we're talking about all who really believe in Jesus. I am responsible. It's like there's times I've called all the area pastors that I believe are probably Christian and said hello to them and said I prayed for you and all that. But I can say this, in my 35 years in ministry, how many pastors have called me and asked me how I'm doing? Matter of fact, people will leave this church, go somewhere else, and that pastor will literally stand in condemnation of me, whereas if I had a problem, what's that pastor's responsibility? If I'm taken in a fault, if I have a problem, if I fail, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. But our greatest failure is love. The greatest evidence that you truly are a Christian, believing in Jesus with all your heart, is your attitude toward each other. And if we can't love our brother whom we have seen, what's the Bible say? How can we love God who is not? And this is all not off the cuff. This is from the Holy Spirit, because this is not planned for tonight. This just to say during the offering it came. But get this. Whatever ye have done unto one of the what? Least of these. That's important to know. However you treated him, however you treated her. My brethren, you've done it unto me. And you may not have thought he or she was a Christian, but maybe they didn't think you were a Christian either, because of how you reacted to them. And God says be careful to entertain strangers, for some have entertained angels unaware. God could send somebody along to ask you for help, and that somebody may not look like an angel. They're totally not what you think they should be. But it says be careful to entertain strangers, for some have entertained angels unawares. That angel might be sent as a test of your L-O-V-E. And that's what we're going to be judged on. Note this. Whatever you've done to one of the least of these my brethren, you've done it unto me. Then shall he say unto them on his left hand, depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire. What kind of fire? Everlasting fire. Fire from which there's no escape. And as I said when I preached on hell, I didn't say this. The one thing there is not in hell is God's love or man's love. It's all resentment, unforgiveness, hatred, variance. I mean, it's a horrible place of hate. And besides the everlasting burning fire that's inescapable. But this hell was not prepared for people. Who was it prepared for? The devil and his angels. God never intended for anybody to go to hell, any human being. He wanted them all to be what? Saved, to come to Jesus and believe in him. But get this. For I was hungered, and you gave me no meat. I was thirsty, and you gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and you took me not in. Naked, and you clothed me not. Sick, and in prison, and you visited me not. Then shall they also answer him, say, Lord, when saw we thee hungered, or thirsty, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister unto thee? We would have done it for you. Then shall he answer them, saying, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as you